Jum den de bando jisem balan chanza lom banza sato samaya mano balaya banza sato deno Tidran tidran membawa zoto gaya membawa narado membawa zopo gaya membawa zawa zede mebeyan zawa gama zoza men zedan shireya guru Zama menza baze bawa ma zamaya zado baza zado zamaya mano balaya Dira dira membawa zuba gaya membawa membawa zuba Yanza zawa gama zuza men zeta jireya guru Bhagave banza tata gata banza Banza bawa ma zamaya zado Banza zado zamaya mano balaya Banza zado deno ba Dira dira membawa zuba gaya membawa Narado membawa zuba gaya membawa zawa zet Sawa gama zuza me zeta jireya guru Bhagave zada gada baza mame menza baze ba ma zamaya zado Ingewa ndi nyodo da doje zemba Bandi zalang barajo. Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to do the Avalokiteshvara initiation. Avalokiteshvara is the Buddha of compassion. It is said that if you put a shape to there are many Buddhas, all the Buddhas' compassion together, and then you will find Avalokiteshvara, because it's the animation of all the Buddhas' compassion. Compassion is very important for any Buddhist, because compassion is the main reason why you chose the path to follow the Buddha's path. Secondly, is the compassion is the main practice that you will be doing once you enter into the Buddha's path. And finally, compassion will be the main practice even after you attain enlightenment. So compassion is very essential. There is no part of Buddhist practice where compassion is not practiced. So it is a very important practice. And also, it is one of the most best antidote for your emotions, for your like anger, desire, ignorance. For compassion is one of the best antidote, because while if you feel compassionate, when you are practicing compassion, one cannot become angry. While you are practicing compassion, you cannot feel desire, and while you feel compassionate, you cannot feel the ignorance. So it is very important, and also it will help you from the beginning, it will help you in the middle, and it will help you in the end also. So it is a very essential part of the Buddhist practice. And also important to understand that we are all here basically to find a peace, find happiness, that is the main goal, that it is drawn all of you here to find happiness or peace. Now, when you go through this kind of questions in your mind, it is very good. I welcome these kind of thoughts. And then the next step is to see that what is happiness. This is also a very important question, Because all our lives, all our entire life, we are seeking happiness. We are from the childhood, ever since you can start to think, or ever since you start to work in your life, you are pursuing happiness. In the name of the happiness, then you spend your entire life to achieve that. But it is also very important to understand what is happiness. Because if we spend our entire life trying to achieve happiness, then one must also understand what is happiness. Now, if you think from a samsaric point of view, then it is kind of important to understand this, because in samsaric point of view, then happiness is a very vague idea, because happiness could be, eating an ice cream could be happiness, going to a holiday could be happiness, getting a promotion could be happiness, or going some place is happiness, meeting some people is happiness. There are so many different varieties of happiness. Now, even if you go even more deeper into this, for example, if you consider eating an ice cream is a happiness, then the important part now for you is to understand. You have to go into the details. Now that is where the Buddha's teaching techniques, and these are the very effective method is to by going into the details. When your happiness starts, when you go to the store to buy an ice cream, does the happiness starts there? Or when you buy the ice cream in your, when you bought the ice cream in your hand, does the happiness starts there? When you open the wrapping, does the happiness starts there? When you eat the first bite of the ice cream, does the happiness starts there? So these are the questions that one must ask. It is essential, it's important, because we normally neglect these kind of things. And when you understand that, then you will say that you cannot still describe it. What it is, that how do you, when you say happiness, eating ice cream is happiness. Yeah, we are eating ice cream. But we don't know where the happiness starts, where the happiness ends. So when you understand that, then you start to think, is that really happy? No, is that really, what I'm feeling, is that really happy? Because then if you think again more in a wider point of view, all our happiness tend to feel in the past tense. Oh, when I used to go to school. I'm sure when you are going at your younger age, when you are going to school, I don't think you would have felt, oh, this is the best time of my life. You would say, oh, I have to go to school again, or I have to do exam, I have to do this, I have to do that. You might, but then as you grow older, then when you look back, then it's, oh yes, those are the best days of my life. You know, you go to, with friends, I'm going here, I'm going. But as you're going through those things, you are not feeling that this is the best time of my life. So that means that happiness is also a vague idea. It's just an idea, basically. In an emotion, it's basically an idea. And even so-called suffering that we are going through, as we say, suffering, if somebody explained to you, or somebody who you respect, somebody who you care about very much, whenever you are feeling low and whenever you are feeling very down, then somebody who you respect and love comes and pats on your back and tells you, oh, you'll be fine, you're okay, everything will be fine, you feel better, right? So that very action actually proves to you that suffering, that so-called suffering, doesn't really exist. Because just because somebody said you'll be fine, if you are already feeling better, and it kind of proves to you that in the first place that you never needed to feel the suffering, because it was just in your mind. Because if it's something solid that really exists, then no matter whoever says everything will be fine, no matter whatever action people does, you should not feel better, because that's something real. Suffering is real. Suffering is not real. this is important to understand. As you study, as you analyze, as you dissect these kind of emotions, when you find that these things doesn't exist, then you will also find that the happiness also doesn't exist. Now, that is where now you are going into the very deep into the of the teaching. Then that is now it also is important to understand. Now, if you are not careful here, then you may go into the nothingness. Nothing exists. No happy, no suffering, nothing. Now that is where you have to be careful. After that, then how do you say? No need to feel suffering. No need to feel happiness. Then what we want is to find a how do you say, stable and calm mind. Once we achieve that, then we are now. That is called the ultimate. We can say as an ultimate happiness. Or because when you are in pursuing your practicing compassion, you will feel the ultimate happiness. Now that is the ultimate happiness, not the happiness that so-called happiness that we are trying to experience by eating ice cream, having a burger, or going to holiday. These are very much how do you say, not the true happiness, because those, as you are experiencing those things, you may not feel, yeah, this is the best. But always you will say, oh, last year when I went to that place, that used to be the best place. Or like that day when I went to that restaurant, or that was the best. But so only when you try to remember your previous or your past time, then only you find happiness. So that it kind of proves also that it is not really the true happiness that you are feeling. So these kind of emotions, when you explore, when you understand those things, then you'll be ready to practice compassion. Because compassion is not easy. Just imagine if you could see everybody in this world as your friend. Wouldn't that be such an amazing world to live in? Because you are surrounded everywhere you go, every place on the earth, everywhere you go, you are surrounded by friends. Now even you want to make it slightly more higher than that, would be if you could see everybody as your parent, somebody who you love, like truly love, not just as more than a friendship. Then even more than that, then if you could imagine or feel the love of a parents or of a mother or to their child, mother's love, parents' love to their child is something on a different level. So that kind of pure, without any attachment, pure love, if you could imagine that, if you could feel that with every sentient being, wouldn't that be an amazing world? That you are totally surrounded by so much love and care. So this is what we are Buddhists, we are trying to practice. Like this is what we call the great compassion. Now even the greatest, even now we consider, let's say every sentient being as your parents, as your mother, who you love so much. Now you see that all of them are going through a suffering, because they are all, your parents are, all the people are going through suffering because work and this and that, and this is all because of your defilements, because of your anger, desire, because it's like basically unnecessary things that everybody is going through. So how would you want to all of them to get out of this suffering, is by introducing emptiness, by showing the path, by seeing the true nature of everything. Because once you see that, then all these samsaric problems or sufferings as we know it wouldn't exist. Because then everything, all of these things are not real. This is just created by your emotions. One of the terms that I like is that, example, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I like that terms very much. Because that's what we are trying to do, right? We are trying to achieve something. We have set our goal, achieve. Yes, I want to achieve that. You worked hard, and then you have, after you achieve, then okay, it's not really important. So our entire life is full of those kind of stories. We are changing all the time. We are continuously changing. I have never really studied science or anything, but I was told that every 3 years or so, our whole body changes. Even our bloods and everything changes. I mean, this is more on this thing, scientific level, but even how many of you can look at your childhood pictures and not feel embarrassed? Why is that? I mean, this is an important question for me. Why is that? Why everybody is shy or embarrassed to see their when they are teenagers or when they are childhood pictures? Whatever hairstyle you have, whatever fashion clothing you were wearing at that time, I can guarantee you that at that time you must have felt I am the most best looking person. But now when you look back, you don't feel that. You don't even want to show up the picture. You don't want anybody to see those pictures. Why is that? We are not talking about other people. We are talking about yourself, your own. So if you are so changed so much, even this very lifetime you have changed so much. So you can imagine how do you say, constantly change. And then what are we looking for? What are we trying to achieve? These are important questions. To look at your own life, look at your own behavior, look at your own feelings, to check your own emotions. These are important practices that one can do as a Buddhist. Because first thing to solve any problem is first to recognize the problem. Recognize the problem is that, or identify the problem. Identify the problem means I'm not telling you that you are the mistake problem. I'm not saying that. But whatever you are going through, what emotionals, whatever you are feeling, is basically because of your attachment. Because I always say that the what is key, because we are in the, as I'm sure you have already know, that we are in this big samsara, right? We are in this samsara, or going through all this trouble. But who put us in this samsara? Why are we in this samsara? Why are we not happy? Who is stopping us from being happy? Who is stopping us from eating healthy? Right? So these are important questions. So once you realize that, then how do you say? Then only one will try to find a solution. Unless, if you are just coming to find peace without thinking about your past, without thinking about I just have this problem, I have this work problem, family problem, relationship problem, any kind of problem, I just want to enlightened. That will not get you very far, because you do not, the drive to feel the how do you say, if you are driving from, let's say, here to the faraway place, you need enough fuel to get there, whether it's nowadays electric car or whether it's a fuel gasoline car. You need enough gas or battery to get you to your destination. But if you're only getting there for maybe 100 kilometers or few like 200 kilometers and your destination is 1,000 kilometers, you cannot, you need to prepare for that. So for that purpose, it is very essential first to understand your past, yourself, then you try to move forward. Without understanding your past, or without understanding the full, how do you say, without understanding the full samsara, basically, if you just jump in to try to find a solution, then, because you need that drive, you need that urgency, you need that strong enough willpower to get you till the enlightenment. So in that case, it is essential to first understand suffering and also all these samsara things. Because without understanding that, then you will not get the enough. It is said that you need, with the urgency, the kind of urgency that we are trying to achieve is like if you take a poison by mistake. If you take it by poison by mistake, you'll be really scared. You'll be doing everything possible to now find a solution to that with such urgency. It's not like, oh, maybe I'll go to hospital tomorrow or next week. You will not say that. You will say, I want to go to hospital right now. Right? You want to go emergency right now. You will not say, maybe next weekend we'll go to the hospital. We will not say that. Not say that. That's because the urgency is not there. You kind of saw that it's a suffering. Yes, every master is coming and telling us we are in suffering, and this suffering, that suffering. Why is that every Buddhist master is telling you about suffering? What is the obsession that all these lamas, all these masters, are obsessed with this suffering? Why is that important? Because we don't understand the problem. Without understanding the problem, we are trying to find a solution, right? So that's why first thing, because even Buddha's, when we attained enlightenment in Bodh Gaya, after 49 days, he did the first teaching in a place called Varanasi. In the first teaching he did, he talked about he talked about the truth, and even though the truth, the first thing he taught was the suffering, because that is where we are all stuck here. That is because we do not understand the full, understanding about the suffering, and then we don't. Our drive is not there. This is something like, oh, if I do maybe like let's say yoga or some kind of gym, go to gym. Yeah, if I miss today or tomorrow, it's fine, no problem. I can go next day. So there's it's more like a exercise that you are trying to do. So that is where there is no urgency. There is no the importance is not there, right? So it is essential to understand that part. Only then you will not just there are many benefits. Of course, one thing is that you are willing to find a solution. And secondly, then your point of view will change. The biggest thing change we are looking for, or I would say will change that will bring to you, or we want to be bringing changes to you, is that your point of view. That is the most important thing. Nothing. We don't have to change your anything else. You don't have to change your clothing. You don't have to change what you eat. We don't have to change what you drink. We don't have to change your hairstyle. You don't have to change anything else. You are already. You have everything you need to be enlightened as it is right now, not from tomorrow, not from next year. Right now, you have every quality you need. Already you have. The problem is you haven't understood the suffering, so you do not realize the importance or the urgency to see the truth. Because unless and until you see the truth, you are to see the true nature of everything is empty. Unless and until you see that, you will always, because easy way of saying is, as long as there is a wish and hope, there is suffering. Right? As long as you wish for something, because if you wish something, that means there could 100 different things go wrong, or 1,000,000 different things could go wrong. Because you are now going into the imagination world. If you wish for something, that means again you are hoping basically. So wish, as long as you have wish, as long as you have hope, you will be in this samsara. So these are the simple way of putting it. So to understand, because you have wish and hope. Why? Because you have you. Between you and enlightenment, the only thing standing between you and the enlightenment is you. You are the only one who is stopping you from seeing the true nature of everything, and also experiencing the true nature of everything, and also being enlightened. Enlightenment basically, if I'm bold enough, if Lama Chara doesn't mind, if I may boldly say so, that is just point of view. The difference between us and the masters is their point of view. I always find amazed that all our masters, I always see them in so relaxed situation. I never see them angry. I never see them stressed. I never see them rushed. They are always relaxed. So I wanted to know. I mean, as I was a young person, I wanted to know what it is what pill they are taking, what kind of food they are eating, what makes them so relaxed. Then my idea is that their point of view is different. Because when we meet people, we meet some people as good people, some people as evil people, some of them as these bad people, good people. We have all kinds of people in our life. But different point of view for the masters is they are all good people. So you're always surrounded by good people. We haven't changed anybody, but in your mind we are all good people because we all have Buddha nature. Because according to Buddha's teaching, every sentient beings, every crazy sentient beings all have the Buddha nature, meaning that we are all capable of attaining enlightenment, meaning everybody is capable of attaining enlightenment or seeing the true nature of everything. So everybody is basically Buddhas. We are surrounded by Buddhas. So it is up to us whether we see them as Buddhas, whether we see them as evil people, whether we see them as friends, whether we see them as bad people, whatever we want to see them. So it's totally up to us. So, but if you can bring your mind to see the different point of view, then if you could say, just imagine wherever you go, you are surrounded by, even not Buddhas, let's say, we can say good people, or not evil person. How much better you will feel, safer you will feel, how much more calm your mind will be. Right? So it's just a different point of view. That is it. Nothing has to change outside, nothing has to change anywhere. No changes have to bring anything. You just have to, for example, one person used to tell me, oh, this person is, we had a bad experience, this person cheated me, this person took this and that, and now I'm so angry, what should I do? What is the solution? How do I find peace? I said, this is genuinely I felt that now, thanks to this person that you have experienced, you have good people. But if there's no bad people, they can't be good people, right? So good has to come with bad. Right has to come with left. If there's no left, you cannot only have right. So because of these bad people, you have good people in your life. Because everything is interdependent origination. Everything is dependent on each other. Nothing, even is only one thing exists. Whenever you are explaining that, you are always comparing. If I say this is brown color, although there's no other color, let's imagine. But at the back of my mind, we are all comparing brown to white, red, yellow, because this is brown because this is not white. Because this color to exist, I have to compare with all the other colors, right? If I don't know any other color, they can't be brown. There can't be only one color in the world. Because we have so many other colors, we have this. I can identify this as brown. Why the moon is not moon is as moon? Because it's not sun. Because why is sun is sun? Because sun is not moon. Although there's only one sun or there's only one moon. But we have to compare. You compare. You are constant. Our entire life, everything we see. If you are identifying, you are comparing. Without comparing, there is no identifying, basically. And to put it in a more, try to put it in a more simple way. So everything is compared. Everything exists because of everything else. Right? Everything exists because everything is there. Otherwise, if only one person, then you cannot. If there is only one person, he cannot be the richest person or the oldest person or the poor, because he is only one. You cannot have. If there is only one person on the moon, that person, whatever that person is that. He can't be the richest person on the moon, because he's the only one over there. He can't be the oldest, because he has only one person. If there's two persons, then you say, oh, old person, rich person, there's somebody to compare to. If there is only one, then you cannot compare, you cannot identify. Right? So, you are an Australian because you are not British, you are not New Zealand, you are not American, you are not European. Without all these other countries, you don't exist. So, everything has to be compared. So, that's how. This method, comparing, is essential to understand emptiness. Without understanding the interdependent origination, one cannot understand emptiness. Because once you see this, then you will see the emptiness, and then only you will see, okay, this doesn't exist without that doesn't exist without this. Once you see this, then this doesn't, by itself it doesn't exist then, because we have to always compare with something else. So that's how you will see that truly this doesn't exist, because you are always comparing. So that's how you practice that, and that's how you will see that then when you realize that this only thing doesn't exist because it's by itself it doesn't exist. So that's how you see, and also whatever you think you see, whatever you think you know because somebody taught you that, because you have learned that. All the colors, all the shape, all the size, all the taste, all the smell, you have learned that. You don't know anything which you haven't learned. You are blanked, you are empty. You know everything, because so now you are trapped in, because somebody first said there's only, or let's say somebody taught you cricket. Now we are playing cricket. Our life is like cricket, basically. We are playing cricket. Now you are trapped in this cricket. You cannot go out the ground. You have to play in this round ground. Now we are trapped in this place. Now you are thinking of, maybe I should play football while on the ground playing cricket. Now that is not possible. When you are playing cricket, you have to play cricket. You cannot think and follow the rules of football. It's not possible, because it's just not possible. So first you have to unlearn whatever you have learned. The relationship, the color, the shape, the size, everything as you think you know. You have to unlearn that, then only, you have to rise above that. Without attachment, you have to rise above that. Then you will see the true nature of everything. Once you see them, then you will see that all these emotions that we are going through is so unnecessary. It's not needed. You don't have to feel all this emotional and stress and all this, so unnecessary. We are feeling stressed because we are worried. We are worried because we want something to happen. We are wishing for something. We are wishing for something that we think that it will give you peace. We go to work, we earn money, whatever we do, we think that by doing that, the successful something happened, the amount of money that you have, whatever, you think that this will give you peace. That's hope. Well, show me one rich, happy person.
mà hãy chỉ cho tôi
Show me
một người
one
giàu
rich,
hạnh phúc.
satisfied person.
Hãy chỉ cho tôi một người giàu
There's
và
nobody,
hài lòng.
nobody in this world.
Chẳng có ai trên thế giới này cả.
But still, I mean, this is not something that I just told you and you realize. Everybody knows this. Every single person in this room knows whatever I'm telling you. You already know everything I'm telling you. I can't. If I am telling you something and if you understand that, that means you already know that.
Các bạn đã biết điều đó rồi.
Because if I say, can you imagine a person how Martians live in Mars?
Những người sống ở trên sao Hỏa như thế nào?
Can you imagine what kind of houses they have?
Những cái ngôi nhà
Can you imagine what kind of clothing they have? Can you imagine what kind of cars they drive? You can't, because you have no idea.
Bởi vì chúng ta không có ý tưởng gì cả.
Now, that kind of, I'm trying to tell you what you can and what is the capability you have.
Các bạn có thể hiểu.
You just don't realize what you have.
Không nhận thức ra được điều mà
It is up to you whether you want to be so-called happy or sadness or whatever. It is totally up to us. It is your decision, or it is for me. It is my decision that make whether or my point of view determines whether I want to be happy or I want to be sad. It's 100%, nobody else. We try to find excuses, so because of my neighbor, or because of my boss, because of my co-worker, because of my some other person, that I'm feeling sad. Because you are feeling sad, because you are giving importance to that. You are accepting that. Somebody calls you chicken. How many of you believe you will turn into chicken? If you know that you are not going to turn into a chicken, why are we getting angry? Why? What makes, somebody calls you chicken, or let's say somebody calls you chicken. Whole life that person calls you chicken. What are the chances that you become chicken? I'm not talking about one time. I'm talking about millions of times that person calls. Every day that person says, oh, chicken. Do you become chicken? No. You get angry. Okay, every emotion is basically a reaction. First, you have to accept, that person calls me chicken. I am not a chicken. Then you get angry, you become red, you become angry, then you scream, you get yell, you fight, you all do all kinds of those things because you react to that. Words have no value. It's just sound. How many of you know that these cockroaches are not calling you chicken? When these birds, I hear them singing we call them singing, but we don't know whether they're screaming or singing or arguing, or I don't know what they're doing, but we say, cockroaches are singing. Or maybe they're calling us chickens. But we don't get angry because we don't know what they're telling us. Because we don't know what is the meaning of their language. We don't speak their language. Right? So we get angry because we give importance first. Oh, that person's calling me chicken. I am not a chicken. Then you get angry. So every emotion is basically a reaction. You don't just wake up angry. Right? How many of you just wake up, I am angry today, I want to fight everybody today. First you get up and then somebody calls you chicken, then you get angry. So basically every emotion is basically reaction. So nature of your mind is not angry. Nature of your mind is not desire. Nature of mind is not ignorance. All this is reaction. Once you understand that, then because this is also this is important to understand when nobody is calling you chicken. To realize that. If you are already in the ocean, you cannot Google how to swim. That's too late. That's too late. Before you jump into the deep sea, you have to swim on the shallow water, or you have to swim in the swimming pool, or whatever. You have to learn that. You cannot just first dive into this deep into the ocean. But it did happen to me. I'm not really a good swimmer. I was in Europe. Spain, and then they took me to on a small boat on an ocean. Then, but my mistake, did they say, "Oh, Rinpoche, did you swim in our ocean?" I said, "No, I haven't swum." "Oh, Rinpoche, you must bless our ocean." They kicked me into the they kicked me into the ocean. "You must bless our ocean." They pushed me into the ocean, and then I had to swim. I was so scared. But anyways, anyway, that was the point is that these realizations are important. You can only realize these things, so that's why you do practice every day. It's important. Mentally, mind has no size, no shape, no size, no color, no what's any kind of form, but it's the same format is same. Just like physically you need exercise. You cannot just do one day exercise and you want to result. You need to find do whatever exercise you're doing or whatever work you're doing, whatever physical activities you're trying to learn. You have to do that repetition again and again, again and again, again and again. So similarly, your mind also needs training. You just can't come to a session and know about compassion a little bit and then, I'm compassionate. You cannot become like that. For that you need, when you are calm, when you are not angry, when you are not going through any emotions, it is important to think about and it is important to practice compassion. Compassion is also something you have to practice. And then day by day, as you are used to it. For example, when I was first started driving, I started driving stick shift, and that was a long time ago. I thought I can never drive. I have to think about the gear, the brake, the accelerator, the clutch, I have to look at right, left, back, front, 10 different things at the same time. I said I cannot drive. The first day I drove a little bit like doing this. I went a little bit, and then second day, third day, fourth day. Nowadays I drive. I don't think about muscle memory. I don't have to think about the clutch, gear, or anything like that, because it's muscle memory now. I don't have. So similarly, if you have to practice compassion every day, little bit, not for a whole day, just for even for 1 second or 1 minute every day, and then if you can do that, then you can build your compassion. You have to also build your compassion, and slowly, the ways to do that is also you have to think of, just like I want compassion, I want peace and a family and happiness or whatever you want. Every other sentient being also wants the same thing. So there you are finding equal. No matter wherever country or wherever sentient being, animal, whatever, everybody wants to say whatever I want. Similarly, all these other sentient beings also want the same thing. Then you have to upgrade that. Once you are do that for a good amount of time, then you can say, okay, then I want all their problem to me, and I want all my happiness to them. This is how you upgrade. And then this is how you will feel always, there are two benefits. One thing that you are gaining like great amount of vast amount of merits, and secondly, the point is, as I was telling you, that between you and the enlightenment, you are the only one standing in between. So if you are the only one standing between you and the enlightenment, you have to make yourself as small as possible. If you look at the entire practice, it's basically from the day one you join the Buddhist till your enlightenment is all about bringing you down. Bringing you means your ego, your existing down. Once you do that, only then you will be able to see the true nature, because otherwise you are blocked. You are blocked. Your vision. You are only seeing what you want to see. You are only seeing what you hope to see. You are only seeing what you. Because, for example, whenever you talk to somebody, people who like you, no matter what you say. I was just listening to Michael Jackson singing, and I was thinking about that song.
Thầy nghĩ về bài hát đó.
If somebody who doesn't know about Michael Jackson, who is famous or whatever,
Thầy biết rằng là Michael Jackson là một người rất nổi tiếng.
their song would be a very funny song.
Thì cái bài hát của ông Michael
He's
Jackson
huffing and puffing, and I don't know whether he's singing or whether he has some kind of heart, whether he's having a heart attack. Because he's doing that kind of thing, right? But somebody who already loves him, oh, he's such a great singer. So what is the difference? Difference is between how you look at it. Two person who thinks, oh, that's either he's singing or whether he's having a heart attack. So that the difference between is the person who's looking at or who's listening to that song. That's the difference. He didn't change, but our view changed. Two person looking at the same. For example, I am a father. I am a student. I am a friend. So I'm so many things. How can I be friend and father, and how can I be at the same time? It depended on who's looking at me. Kids look at me as a father, my master look at me as student, my friends look at me as a friend. I didn't change. Similarly, you have all your friends and family looking at you, you as a friend, you as a father, you as a mother, you as a relative, you as a neighbor, hopefully a good neighbor. Right? It's totally dependent on who you're looking at. Who. Then you're judging, basically. Judging means you have already made up your mind. Right? You are in your mind. Picture is painted, and then you decide whether this is a good person or bad person. Just because somebody smiles at you doesn't mean they are good people. Just because somebody says, "Oh, did you lose weight?" Oh, that's a very good person. Best person. No, just because somebody calls you fat, worse, evil person. But the point is, again, similarly, it's important to think. Do you become fat because somebody calls you fat? Or do you become fat because you are fat? Do I become fat just because somebody calls me fat? Well, really, it is also important to understand that. Do I become old? Oh, did you look younger? Oh, you look young. Oh, so good, very good. Oh, did you lose weight? Oh, such a good person. Do my age, my weight, my skin color, my whatever it is because it is like this. Not because somebody said, oh, you look old, I suddenly become old. I don't become fat because somebody calls me fat. So that's why we play silly games, stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Just because somebody calls, oh, you look like you lost weight. Wow, why is it I feel better? Why? Oh, you look young. You don't look 46. You look like 20 years old. What difference does it make whether I look 20 years or 40 or 80 years old? What difference does it make? It has zero value. But it makes a whole... People decision like life-altering decisions are also based on such things. Isn't that amazing? So that's why I say we play stupid games and we win stupid prizes. For me, that's why we are not even looking at the truth. The truth that we are talking about, that is the truth. I am 46, that is the truth. It's just a number. It has no value. It has no how do you say, significance in my life. That's just a number. So these things is important to, and also in your life, when you, especially Buddhist practice, I always ask my friends and people who I am talked to, whatever examples that you think you are learning or you are practicing, always put yourself in the center of this practice. You are the main character in your, because what matters to you is what you feel. It doesn't matter what other people are feeling. Because if you are happy or in peace,
chúng ta an lạc,
The whole world is happy
cả thế
place.
giới đều
It's a
hạnh
beautiful
phúc, an lạc.
country.
Đây là một đất nước rất là tươi đẹp.
I mean, I was just thinking a few days ago, how many people in different parts of the world thinking that anywhere but this place? I'm sure even this such a beautiful place here in the Milton, I'm sure like many people are feeling anywhere but this place I want to go. I'm sure there are many people. I'm sure in America, Europe, Asia, Asian people wants to come to Europe. Europe people think wants to go to Asia. Asian people wants to go to America. American wants to go to Europe, and so everybody wants somewhere else. So where is that happy place that I want to find? So it's basically your mind is playing tricks on you. Other side of the river is always greener. Right? You say that, right? So that's very true. These are all Buddha's teaching. By seeing this, and I'm telling you that I did not tell you anything today that you did not know already. That is the beauty of Buddha's teaching. That is the beauty, because I didn't tell you anything, not a single word that I told you that you didn't know already. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that, you have to look at yourself. You know, you have to look how yourself that how much you know already. The power you have, whether you want to be happy or you're sad, it is in your hand. Death, it is something considered bad, evil, right? But because of death, this life is beautiful. Because of death, everything tastes better. Because of death, everything is beautiful. Because of death, you have how to say, relationships are beautiful. Without death, a food without salt, no taste. Right? Because of salt, everything is tastier. I mean, if you are into salt. Or whatever makes you happy. Or paprika or salt or whatever, it makes you happy. But point is, without that thing, without death, so because now by looking at what I did, what I am trying to do here is trying to give you a different point of view. So this is the most important change that we are trying to bring it ourselves, is giving you another point of view. And that is it. If you can stick to that, because we are so used to this, because of ourselves, because the gravity of the earth is so strong that we try to jump after 1 feet, then you are back on the ground. Just like because of the gravity of our attachment is so strong that although we kind of understood this, knowing things, believing things, it's two totally different animals. We know many things. As I'm trying to explain, those who believe or whatever, who knows, yeah, that's important, that's knowledge. But now we have to believe that. Because although he's saying all this, but still we are all how to say, believe in whatever we have been believing till today. So that is where we have to practice daily, how to say, day by day. How to say, you turn your knowledge into wisdom, or turn your knowledge into belief. Right? So through this practice, then you'll be more peace. Then you won't be going through anxiety, stress, emotion, all these unnecessary things, because it's not needed. And a simple example I always try to give is this: like if you watch the movie for the first time, when it's comedy, you're laughing. When you are something dangerous, you are scared. When it's something emotional, you are crying. But if you watch the movie 10 times, you're not going to feel those emotions like the way you watched for the first time. Because you already know all those stories. Oh, now he's going to do this. Now you'll not be scared. You'll not be emotional. You'll not be laughing at all these jokes on the TV show. So because you already know everything. So by knowing things, by knowledge gives you power to experience. I always find these comedians. It's also, what I gathered is that whatever tragedies in this world, like the worst tragedies, because comedians look at from a different point of view, it can turn into a comedy. How can they make comedy out of wars and such worse cases? They are making, because they are looking from a different point of view. Right? Because their point of view is different. Their job is to create comedy. So they are looking for a different point of view. So that doesn't mean that they are bad people. I'm not saying comedians are bad people. I'm just saying everything could be made into comedy, because they are already making it comedy. Because they are looking for a different point of view. Every tragedy one go through in our life, you can look at it from a different point of view, and then you will see a whole different point of view. So your point of view is the power of your point of view, and power of what you have, power of what you can achieve, what you can realize. There's nothing to achieve. No Buddha, no deity, no masters can give you what you don't have. You have everything you need. It's just that you haven't realized what you have. So through these practices, then you will start to realize, then you can see, you can really feel the true happiness, the true peace the one can achieve. And that's where we are practicing. So in order to achieve the true happiness or the true peace, experience the true peace, compassion is essential. It's the core of your practice. It's going to be the core of your practice. So for that, Avalokiteshvara is the emanation of all the Buddha's compassion is Avalokiteshvara. So today we are going to do this initiation. Before we do the initiation, we'll do a short meditation. The way we would like to do is either you can keep your mind on an object, preferably a Buddhist object like Buddha statue, stupa, temple, your master, deity, whichever you can keep your mind on. If you cannot keep your mind on that, then you keep your mind on your breathing. You don't have to do anything special. Just take a note that you are breathing in. You breathe inside, and then you are breathing it out. If you want to do slightly more elaborate, then as you breathe in, you visualize that all the goodness of the universe, all the power, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, you are breathing it in, and you are keeping it inside. And as you breathe out, all the negative things, all the emotional negative things are coming out. So basically you are cleansing yourself. So we will do this a short meditation. O Namgada Nyambesum Jentam Jiki Dundo Lana Me Bayan Da Banzo Besan Jiki Kupando Parajan De Jido Jiso Nawa Samo Senlan De Nyamso Lan Jo Nyamba Janjo Ke Jodo To Jebasa Damne Sambara Nawa Jo Telan Diren Jogo Mando Yebalen De Juda Rimbo Jenamne Laya Nanjo Samji Mijaba Sumbana Payu Yelo Benso Zedo Nyamso Jishin Jubeda Jede Nazo Zeba Na Chojido De Ban Jubeda Gunlen De Maan Ruda Jaza Trabe Denje Chimbone Jume Yidam Shepara Janam Ge Jiso Na Jube Kapso Baba Yen Tela Tambo Jine Sigi Jiso Na Jubala Lo Benje Juba Yobatam Jetrubne Tajiranam Jengo Kato Jubala Mendra Boa Soa De Baji Yonso Tabar Jawa Tumo Mayin Besoa De Banangun Do Joge Belo Mela Lape Ladan Tamide Nyembe Migi Dan De Bejana Samo Shue Yendo Mide Mendra Shimbo Ara Shu Mbome Ao Je Yonso Taba Wanjen Seye Sa Je Om Benza Rige Ao Je Jare Goyo Ge Goye Zon Re Jambo Re Le Bambo Le Zambo Le No Balon Je Jan Jame Nye Ma Da La Da Me Banjo Bezon Mazan Wa Me Ba Denye De Zon Zanje Damje Je Ngo Zo Me Bande Lama Dambe Jangane Janga Za Shue Yendo Wa Yu Do Je Do Yen Do Je Zo Zo Jene Jinje Lang Do Zo Now the initiation has the three parts, the preliminary, the main and the conclusion. In the preliminary, first thing is the mandala offering, which we just did, which is called the requesting mandala offering. Now the second one is the requesting line, a common requesting line and uncommon requesting line. And now first one is the common one. So please repeat out me these lines. Ngoni Pande Lame Gadinji Dala Jena Zaduso Tusum Sanje Tamje Dang Labe Lai Ngoni Pande Lame Gadinji Dala Jena Zaduso Tusum Sanje Tamje Dang Labe Lai Ngoni Pande Lame Gadinji Dala Jena Zaduso Nye so adana je dabalo duni na lama dani sume beje resa rasanje da je so je go dimo de bashi bashi me bashi da na janga da sing so to me bana sa de bashi bala so ban la de baje onye be gana de je de nyala sum henje to so ra shu. Now here is the purification prayer. For that, what you have to realize, we have to visualize that the Guru is none other than the Avalokiteshvara himself, surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In front of them, yourself, along with all the sentient beings together, confessing all your negative deeds which you have accumulated not just in this life, but all the previous life also. So with this visualization, we will do the sevenfold prayers. So sevenfold prayers together. And remember that there's no sin which with the right practice, which is not unpurified. Every greatest whatever sin is all purifiable. Kunjo somla daja je diba damje zozo jan roe gela je raz na janjo bada jazo je ranje janjo zemne je paraje janjo zege zemne jege ne azemje damje dage jondo ne janjo jojo yon je paraje dola benje zanje do parajo genjo zomla daja je diba damje zozo Rồi ghé lo dê ro dòng dê chân cho ý ghé dòng dòng dê cho đón cho cho lo chân cho bà đô gia dô dê ro shen tên nè rao rô dê chân cho dâm nè dê bà rô chân cho ghé dâm nè dê ghé nè dâm dê tam dê ta ghé chân đô nè chân cho yong dê bà rô dê rô lo bên dê dòng dê rô bà rô dô ghen cho dâm la ta dê so so sha zhe ge la je ro san je zhang zhe yi ge zong san je zhe dang zo jiao lo zhang zhe ba de jiao zo je ra xian de ne rao zhuo je zhang zhe zhen ne je ba ra je zhang zhe zhe ge zhen ne je ge sim je dam je da ge zhen de ne zhang zhe 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 yong je ba ra je ro la pen je san je zhu ba ra shu for the uncommon request, the difference between common and uncommon requests is first one, common one is to requesting for a general blessing and initiation. The uncommon, the difference is that you are requesting particularly for this Avalokitara initiation. So repeat after me these lines. Tusum sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala jere segi kusung dogi jesu nawa zado so tusum sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala jere segi kusung dogi jesu nawa zado so tusum sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala jere segi kusung dogi jesu nawa zado so. After here is the preliminary part of the initiation. Now for the main part of the initiation, when the Guru says Om Soba Shuddha Sadama Soba Shuddha Hang, which is emptiness mantra, everything dissolved into emptiness. This is a very important part of the point, because if you don't dissolve yourself into the emptiness, then one cannot visualize oneself as a deity, because you cannot be two things at the same time. You can either be yourself or the deity. So first we dissolve ourselves into the emptiness, and then after the emptiness you one white lotus, you visualize one lotus. On top of that is the moon disk. On top of that is the letter Shi, which is the seed letter of the Avalokitara. This particular Avalokitara, there are many Avalokitaras. So letter Shi, and out of the letter Shi, you have to visualize yourself in Avalokitara, one face, four hand. The first right and first left hand is giving like this, folded hands over your heart. And second right hand is holding a mala, and second left hand is holding a white lotus, adorned with the many jewelries and multicolored robe, and two legs are in a lotus position. So we should visualize that. Then after that, light rays issues out from a Guru's heart. Now you have to also, you are in a form of Avalokitara. The Guru is also in a form of Avalokitara. There's another Avalokitara in front of you. So you have to visualize multiple Avalokitaras. Light rays issues out from the Guru's heart, as in a Avalokitara form. Goes to all the 10 directions. 10 means south, east, northwest, and intermediate direction, and up and down. So all directions. And goes to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and invokes their blessing. And now their blessing is coming out from their heart. in a form of many Avalokitaras.
xuất hiện từ nơi tim của chư Phật chư Bồ Tát trong thân tướng của rất nhiều.
And now these many Avalokitaras are now dissolving into oneself.
Hòa tan vào trong thân của chúng ta.
So one should do this visualization.
Ta cần phải quán tưởng như vậy.
제야의 주변 제레스게 꾸이잖아 저기로 관해서 디반도 진행다 봐제 르잖아제 고던데 번이 맞니라도 냐면 버즈 through this way you have received the Avalokitara's body blessing. All the negative deeds which you have accumulated through your body is now purified. Now your body is as powerful and as pure as the Avalokitara's body. 제수도 별은 글로도 로빈이 되어서 방하는 제바랑 가르니와 졸롱이 전에 지나는 것이 두개 서문이 타락해 오면 뭐죠 담아자는 아디 젠드 now for the voice blessing or the mantra blessing. Visualize that you are in the form of Avalokitara, the master is also in the form of Avalokitara. The master's heart is the seed letter Shi. Surrounding the seed letter is the Avalokitara mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, the 6-letter mantra. Through the power of your love and your devotion and your prayers, another set of mantra coming out, which is going clockwise, and then it's coming out and through the Guru's mouth into your mouth and goes around the letter Shi which you have in your heart. So this is not happening once, this is continuously happening, one after another. So with this visualization, you have to repeat the mantra 3 times with me. Now this mantra is considered very special because this 6th letter contains all the Buddha's teaching. It's because the mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. Om includes 3 because most of all the mantras starts with Om because that's the Om is the main letter, and Om actually also symbolizes your body, speech and mind. Om also, this letter actually contains 3 letters. Mu, 3 letters. Mu, 3 letters. So basically symbolizing your body, speech and mind. Mani means method. Mani represents method. Padme, lotus, represents wisdom. And Hum is combination. So your body, speech and mind is combination of wisdom and method combined together. Because this is always together. Wisdom and method always have to combine together. Only wisdom cannot help you. Only method cannot help you. So wisdom and method coming together, So this is very important. So with this visualization, you recite the mantra 3 times with me. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now first time you recite the mantra is to bless your mental continuum. Second time you recite the mantra is to make the mantra and your mental continuum into one. And the third time you recite the mantra is to establish the mantra, firmly establish the mantra into your mental continuum. So after that, we rejoice that we have received the Avalokitara's mantra blessing. While offering, with rejoice, while offering flower, you can visualize your offering flower. Repeat after me these lines. Chomden dage, sonlage, chomden dala, chinjelom, chomden dage, sonlage, chomden dala, chinjelom, chomden dage, sonlage, chomden dala, chinjelom. The flower that which you have offered is blessed and offered back to you. Now here is to promise to keep Avalokiteshvara as your deity until enlightenment is reached. So you have to repeat after me this. So what you are repeating after me in Tibetan is you are calling out to the Guru, and you are saying Da Ming, which means my name. You have to add your name here. And then you are saying from now on, until enlightenment is reached, I will keep Avalokiteshvara as my deity. So this is what you are saying in Tibetan. So repeat after me these lines. Lobun Gonsuso Da Ming Shejiwa Tutane Sonde Chisi Chanjuk Ningbola Chiji Bardo Cherisi Idam Jilar Sungarjo Lobun Gonsuso Da Ming Shejibe Tutane Sonde Chisi Chanjuk Ningbola Chiji Bardo Cherisi Idam Jilar Sungarjo Lobun Gonsuso Da Ming Shejibe Tutane Sonde Chisi Chanjuk Ningbola Chiji Pardo Cherisi Idam Jilar Sungaraji Tetarajebe Genetic Sungi Chanachua Sabati Jane Genetic Sun, the Banima Chinela through this way you have received Avalokiteshvara's voice blessing. All the negative deeds which you have accumulated through your voice is now purified, and your voice is as pure and as powerful as the Avalokiteshvara's voice. Chinila Belunga, the Mubadi to Zola, Tukan, such a bit to Yigi to go to you, the Tukan, Genesis, good December, Tukan, Yang, Chibone temde togershi da yime do jibe me baraje de nara hawa na rongo jama shime melonde ko sunyi do bore jige de badana kono so inabo juda ron se rani do ko da jaba so inabo juda toge sabonde jijo jero juda nangwalan jayo juda sunyi nang de be chodo jene shime bodon ya zuru tato jwa nang do be jura jibe me baje de jongsu jinyam bara jo bara now for the mind blessing. Visualize that light rays issues out from the Guru's heart and touches the Avalokiteshvara in front of you and invokes their blessing, and now their the blessing is coming out from their heart, coming out in their heart in a form of many Avalokiteshvaras the size of a thumb. And now these Avalokiteshvaras are now dissolving through the crown of your head into your body, into finally dissolving into the seed letter Shi which you have in your heart. Then after that, then you have to visualize that yourself in the form of Avalokiteshvara slowly dissolving into the ball of light from down upward. Your body is now dissolving into the ball of light and finally into the seed letter Shi. Now that seed letter Shi is also becoming smaller and smaller, finally dissolving into the emptiness. So when you saw that seed letter is becoming smaller and smaller, what you realize is that the true nature of everything is just like the seed letter Shi is also dissolving into the emptiness. All the phenomena in this world, the true nature of all the phenomena is also empty. So we should do a short meditation on emptiness. Genetic through this way you have received the Avalokiteshvara's mind blessing. All the negative deeds which you have accumulated through your mind is now purified, and now your mind is as pure and as powerful as Avalokiteshvara's mind. So this is actually the main part of the initiation. Now the conclusion part is to promise to keep whatever samayas you have received during this initiation, and then after that is the Thanksgiving mandala offering, and finally the dedication prayer. kazawa teda damje dagi she de kerana jana sumale wato bekari taragi yondo mi de mendo shimbo wara shu bome je yozo damba wanje zege za je banza rege je jare goyo ge goyo Yabore raja de bambo lo zambole no balanje jandamenye niman davala dami banjo bezon zoba mazan meba sanje damje yengo zume bande lama dambe shangane jina samon lebra tobe garin darage yondo wajo doje rowe dando jes shene jinje la do zo de da men do mase lobela lilo jo jinja bone shaje na shila lonjo do zo nyembe gone de jin de yang len som tenje do son wara shu de ne zam de da den do je la da ne bola Yege lomara zonwa da jaye jane jedo zo dene zamde da rendo jela dane bola na yege lomara zonwa da jaye jane jedo zo dene jela dane bola na yege lomara zonwa da jaye jane jedo zo 대군의 제레스게 전화 소말레 보고 임베랑 신기 되게 좀 로바던 텔레존 게왜 잡아서 받는 진짜 뭐 용성과 렌지 돈즈 버로조 존놈 데 담제 제바니 돈네 예베로노 베제 제가 나제 발론 로바에 제베 존네 로바로
Everybody claims that she's real. I've also been asked to do the oral transmission of the parting from what for attachment by Chapajense. This is also a very important practice. This is actually a 4-letter teaching which was given to one of the 5 founders, the main founder of Sajjan Kungan Yingbo, when he was at the age of 12 years old. He was 12 years old. Directly from Minjushri himself, he received this teaching, and then later on his son Chapajense wrote the explanation. So I'm just giving you the oral transmission, and Lama Chara Rinpoche can give you the explanation.
Instructions on parting from the
ban tổ chức đã gửi như tiếng Việt rồi đấy ạ, trong cửa sổ chat ấy. Đạo hữu chúng ta có thể download về máy của mình để sử dụng ạ.
And so in order to practice Dharma, it creates the instructions on parting from core attachment, which now I should offer to you through your ears. If you're attached to this life, you're not a true spiritual practitioner. If you're attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you're attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Relinquishing the attachment to this life. The first step is to relinquish attachment to this life. Discipline, study, reflection, and meditation undertaken for the sake of just for this life. Give them all up, for they are not for the Dharma. To begin with, to practice discipline is to possess the cause for reaching highest realms, the stairway to liberation, and the remedy that eliminates suffering. Without discipline, nothing is possible. But if it is observed out of attachment to this life, you have the root cause of 8 worldly concerns. You criticize those with poor conduct. You are envious of the truly disciplined. It turns your own discipline into a mere hypocrisy, and it sows the seeds of birth in the lower realms. So give up this fake and fabricated discipline. A person who pursues study and reflection, possesses the wealth of acquiring all knowledge, holds a torch that dispels ignorance, knows the path on which to lead living beings, and has got the seed of the Dharmakaya. Study and reflection then are indispensable, but those who pursue them out of attachment to this life possess, instead of riches of the pride and arrogance, scorn for those lesser learning and contemplation, envy for all who have accomplished genuine study and reflection, forever seeking discipline, forever seeking disciples and wealth. Then they own the root cause for reaching lower realms. So give up study and reflection motivated by 8 worldly concerns. All those who train in meditation possess the remedy for negative emotion, the basis for accomplishing a path to liberation, wealth of realizing the natural state, and the seed for attaining Buddhahood. Meditation then is indispensable, but those who meditate with only for this life in mind, with fine busyness and entertainment, even in seclusion, turn their recitation practice into meaningless talk, disparage study. Those who truly study and reflect, and are jealous of other meditators, while their own practice is pure distraction. So give up your meditation on the 8 worldly concerns. Relinquishing attachment to samsara. In order to attain nirvana beyond all sorrow, abandon attachment to 3 lower realms of samsara, and in order to relinquish attachment to the 3 lower realms, reflect on the faults of samsara existence. First, there is suffering upon suffering, which is the suffering of the 3 lower realms. Contemplate this deeply, and you will break out of in goose pimples. If it actually befalls you, it will be beyond your own power to endure. But if by failing to practice the virtue of restraint, you keep on filling the fields of the lower realms, and there, wherever you find yourself, how dreadful it will be. Contemplate the suffering of change, and how can you fall from higher realms to lower realms? How Indra, the Lord of gods, can be reborn as an ordinary mortal. The sun and moon can turn dark, and the emperor of the world can be reborn as a humble servant. Such examples are to be trusted as they come from the scriptures. Yet they are hard for ordinary people to comprehend. So just look then, with your own eyes, at the changes among human beings. Wealthy turn into beggars, powerful grow weak, out of many only one survives, and so on. Turn your mind into beyond your own mind's imagining to contemplate the suffering of conditioning. See how there is never an end in things to do. Suffering is found among many and the few, among the well-off and the starving alike. Our whole human life is spent just preparing, and in the midst of our preparing, we are swept away by death. But not even in death is there any end for preparation. As once again we begin making ready for the next life, how perverse they are, those who keep clinging to this heap of misery that is samsara. When free from such attachment, there is nirvana, and in nirvana, attainment of lasting bliss. I sing of my realization, freedom from attachment to this life and samsara. Number 3, relinquishing attachment to one's own self-purpose. Yet to liberate myself alone will bring no benefit, for sentient beings of the 3 lower realms are all my fathers and my mothers. How disgusting to leave my parents in the thick of some suffering while wishing and seeking for just my own happiness alone. So may the suffering of all the lower realms ripen upon me. May my merits be taken by sentient beings, and through the blessings of the merit of this, may all beings attain Buddhahood. 4. Relinquishing attachment to self-existence. Yet, no matter how far I have progressed in the Dharma, as long as there is a grasping at self, there is no freedom. To elaborate more in detail, if you grasp at existence, there is no liberation. If you grasp at non-existent, there is no higher realms. If you grasp at both, you are just ignorant. So do the best you can to remain in non-duality. All things and events are the domain of the mind. So without searching for a creator of the 4 elements, such as mere chance or as Almighty God, do the best you can to rest in mind's innermost nature. The nature of appearances is like a magical illusion, and the way they rise is through interdependence. That's the way they are, which cannot be expressed in words. So do the best you can to dwell in a state which is inexpressible. By the merit of this virtue, explaining the parting from the 4 attachment, may all the 7 classes of Indian beings be led to the perfect ground of Buddhahood. These instructions parting from 4 attachment that was composed at the glorious Sakya monastery by the yogi Trapagyan.
Sa shi pe shi shi me da ra ri shi ni de jem ba de sang je shin de mi de bo en ro gen nam da shin de jo ba ra jo nam ga da ni be sim je tham je ge to to ja la na ma je ba yang da wan zo ba sang je ji ko ma ren bo je jin de jang tong ge ba cha de shi do ja lo za mo se la de zo je do nyam so la jo nyam ba sam ba chen ju ge cho do to je ba sa da na sam ba na wa ra shu te la an de ren ji zun tra ba jang jing gin ze ba shan ba she ro shu so ka ding jin je la ma da to je jing ge yi dam la你呢？就是起来也到了，亲戚老都是全民这边有没确信主把它切把了，先把现在一的当我在第2年度说完了也才的了，现在确把门考了，现在研究门打定了，现在长生门。真把穷人打完门，他把这的了嘛先把出征当就什么公把送，这的了明年主把的确把名级小了说。토마 주제 시자나 토리 루베 자와제 타바 루베 템가제 동아 보베 봉베 님보제 수림라 메바라 메다데 쳬딜라 심베 수림제 추지 루베 자와제 수림 녜라 샤와제 수림데라 차도제 랑게 수림 오타 오파제 ngan 루베 사벤제 제베 수림 샤라쇼 퇴섬 제베 강사데 시자 주베 롱제제 마리세베 드메제 조아 덴베 롱제제 시기 꾸이 사변제 퇴섬라메 타미 퇴섬라메 타민다데 세딜라신바 최섬데 나제 주베 롱제제 퇴섬멜라민바제 퇴섬데나 차도제 코다 롱제 초와제 ngan조 주베 자와제 취기 예 퇴섬쇼라 쇼곰바 예베 강사근 염몽봉에 님보제 타람 주베 자와제 상제 주베 사변제 곰바라 메바 메타 미다데 세디라 미베 곰바데 뱀바데 야 도진제 로다마와 카전제 상 카든제 퇴섬제라 고제 곰바시나 차도제 랑게 곰바 남인제 최예제 삼데라 쇼와 쇼라쇼 딘지기 공부저라 전에 손에 더 삼대다 공부하는 rab도 좋아시 손배 되나 양다고 당당기 지와 인수 된도 다조 니가다 지와 믿어봐 공주라 슈라데 노 냥이래 되버도발라 감수라 신반 나 방야차 감수라 신바 봉와라 코웨 신바 자와차 당부 동아지 동아대 녀소 숨지 동아인 대라 렉바라 삼나 기시 좀 도도 밤나 센터 봉wenge와 미로바랑 연송기 권에 제보로 제제보 대가는 도야 Telele Juve Donga Sanzana Tore Ngendo Joa Yu Jaji Taldo Jewa Yu Ninda Mimba Joa Yu Jurja Chando Jewa Yu Telonga Tene Ichi Jang Pepa Putoba Minyoba Rana Mi Jurwa De Mojo Bada Bodo Yindu Michubo Jambo Joa Yindu Chabo Shenbo Joa Yindu Mi Mombo Chikdo Joa Yindu Tela Soba Sami Cha Dojiki Donga Samzana Chebe Lela Sembe Mimaya Dongla Dola Yung Do No Chukyan Dola Dojan Do Sim Mize Tamje Jawa Jala Se Tam Tabe Chebe Pola Tabje Tamje Chi Shinjan La Xinyang Tabla Simbame Chive Tabje Gola Jo Kowa Donga Ji Pongbola Shimbar Chena Telele Di Injiki Kowa Nyeme Ngusu Tenla Lejiki Langdor Shula Tendo Shimba Shira Nyangenda Nyangen Dena Dewa To Shimba Shira Nyamdi Yang Da Jibur Tawe Penjume Kamsun Simjen Pama Yin Pama Donga Ji Sebdo Sha Da Dewara De Telele Kamsun Ji Donga Dala Min Dagi Sonam Simjen Kere Sonam Di Chinlabji Simjen Tamje Sanje Sho Di Injiki Ju Chambada Ninja Gombe Shula Tenen Drebu Da Shin Jewa So Den Do Da Chidara Duje Chuji Nga Zindan Jela Roa Me Tanya Shindo Shazana Yunde Zimbar Tamba Mebar Zela Torre Me Nigar Zimba Mebe Misheba Nigi Nimiki Ngala Gang Gara Sho Di Injiki Taji Da Bane Songjo Nime La Lojo Zosur Jirden No Chugo Simjiki Joyo Yen Chadang Wanju La Soba Jungxie Chegen Matsewa Simni Ngala Gagara Sho Di Injiki Changsen Simjen Zama Da Tumwe Lamrim Dene Teje Uma Ba Timo Mayin Belam Ni Nawa Juve Rangshinde Denjen Dewa Jungwa Yi Nelu Jebra Mishe Je Jorang Ala Gangara Sho Di Injiki Shine Gumzul Shula Dene Ladong Gumzula Yuna Simso Druba Ter Jumar Drubada Terangshime Ba Dendre Ta Jeradu Denla Pebane Jodra Songju Gombang Sudendo Shamba Shirashe Gewadi Sonum Ye Joa Dumbo Maluba Sanje Sala Gobarasho Shamba Shiraji Dangwa Nanjo Taba Janzingi Pasaje Gombar Jawa Choji Sabingi Tsenja Manjeba Zo So Sonum Di Tamje Sebanye Tono Niben Ronam Panjene Jega Najiba Londroba Yesibe Tolen Rowan Robarasho
Như vậy là Rinpoche đã hoàn thành cái lễ quán đảnh Đức Quán Thế Âm Đại Bi Hợp Nhất với cả Đại Thủ Ấn và khẩu truyền nghi quỹ thực hành từ bỏ 4 sự bám chấp của chúng ta. Chúng ta cùng hồi hướng công đức tới Đức Pháp Vương, tới tất cả các vị đạo sư và tới ban tổ chức cũng như là tới tất cả các chúng sinh hữu tình. Bồ đề tâm vương, tâm tối thượng, tâm vô cùng chân quý, nơi tâm ấy chưa sinh, xin cho tâm ấy nảy sinh, nơi tâm ấy đã sinh, xin cho tâm ấy đừng bao giờ thoái chuyển và mãi mãi mỗi ngày được vươn lên cao hơn. Những nét công đức này hướng về khắp tất cả đệ tử và chúng sinh đều tròn thành Phật đạo. Chúng con xin được tri ân công đức của Đức Pháp Vương, của Đức Đạo sư cũng như là ban tổ chức đã ban truyền cái lễ quán đảnh ngày hôm nay. Xin được tùy hỷ công đức của tất cả các quý vị đạo hữu đã tham dự cái buổi quán đảnh ngày hôm nay.
You have an opportunity to come up and make an offering to His Holiness with the Kara. And so we can start that now. And people who've requested to take refuge and stay back after, and His Holiness will give refuge for those people. So yeah, we start the long life prayers, and feel free to come up with your Kara.
Polden zawe lama rembro je da je ora beme de jone ka de jamba ko ne do je mando zando zo ka de rambe ko de jenga de benda de wa ma de jangwe Shere zewan denzen jazo Shambe zende ambando denjero Cheme me she so we Gorogana 起名字之老马真的马起名字老我文做难言起名字我都三多所的所别名多言拉拉呢言子弄的拉索也没得这啥的弄到本子年纪呢的这年纪更多大的做啊完全都来的关键多都个真的这多啊来变的不动不了呗天人子三百的万年将不上的做南的dem的自然间南的三个别人之罗马人自己中当真的马人也要这的瓦勒么的这做要万年半子我们年养的这多年节怎么是要为了啥么老人难要完这真的晓得做变做家真多年大人把的这件事是爸爸呢这咱们真别言多这脏脏多人家大的做了没那么做做多见到也当的做要做多大这年怎么